What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Anita's Joint. Hashtag it's dinner joint, where every day is payday, baby. Oh, snap. You tuned in to another one. Got the ticker all wrong and everything. I guess I'll have to fix that behind the scenes. All right, so Adam Silverman. Adam Silver, whoever this guy is, I had to look into him because I really didn't understand his connection to the WNBA. Um, and we got some, more esoteric, behind the scenes rhetoric, energetic blueprint, understanding on what the big increase could, without it, could be, which is, we all know what it is. It's more money. But in how, in shape, form is this money going to come through how is it going to come through? We don't know. The ladies ain't really buying it. People think it's more rhetoric of the same. We have some videos as well of players around the court. I think we have one with Candace Parker, and someone had a interview with the Yukon girl Fudd. Anyways, hey, look, the big increases. When your boss tells you, "Hey, you're getting a pay increase," and you said what? But I seen not seen some rumors. I just when you just go down the timeline, some people based upon some of the numbers. Now I'm not sure say I shouldn't say that, but if you do sit down and do some calculations, I saw someone with a number of plus 500 in pay increase. So it's just you think about how much currency, how much attention the W has gotten, and aka us as the collective, the people. This is not this pay increase doesn't come from anyone but us, the consumers of it product. Always need to remember that is our ultimate power, our attention. The big increase is due to the collective increase, not to anything they may have done fancy behind the framework. Okay, because it starts with the players. You know what I mean? Not them ninjas. But anyways, we're gonna get into more of who the hell Adam Silver is, because we went down the rabbit hole. Just to break down what's going on, because what is a CBA? What is that? From like a CBA to like colonies, and what type of mindset are like these people in when they're creating these things that say they're gonna benefit the women? And um when does the opposition ultimately give in and give the women what they want, right? And we found out it's when cooperation outweighs the comp- comp- I guess let's say war, right? When cooperation outlasts war, and that's when the other side folds, because the women are not folding. So that is the reality of a lot of things when it comes to this, which is pretty cool to see, like, in front of our faces. It's in today's time right now, like in present day timeline, in a present day timeline frequency right now, we have this unfolding. So the ability to hold space for those that can get theirs, what do you think that does for you as well in your reality? So this is when we start to understand how things are interconnected, and how sport has been packaged and commercialized for slim, for a small amount of people, instead of all of us as a collective. And we also have, for those that want to know more about, we can even go on chat GBT about why sport is ritual when it comes to your physique and your body, and how you being in an individual sport, how it, when you participate in it, what it does to your body. So we also have that aspect of how it is also filtered through. Here we go, big pay increase. You know what I mean? So it's some deep. We all have in the realm today. Um, because just because it's great to be on the up and up. It's great that the ladies have this mirror telling the collect, like, this is the ninja that's the spokesperson. And like I said, we gonna figure out who the hell Adam Silver is, for those that don't know, because I really didn't know. I don't watch the NBA currently right now, not in my timeline. I did when I grew up. Spurs, shout out to the Spurs, but currently right now, your girl has not watched a lick of basketball, which is crazy. When you think about it, it's like now it's like we truly can just be invested in women's sports. You know, you could truly just be invested into the women's game. Because they here now in this bitch. Exclusive. So today got the exclusive. Uh, Adam Silver. Adam Silver confirms WNBA players will get a big pay increase. All right. So let's go to ChatGPT. Okay, I said Adam Silverman. How is he connected? Because I don't know how that nigga connected. How is he connected? So this is how we ended up here. Okay, nigga, from colonies to courts to CBAs, nigga. This is how we're here. So here's how Adam Silver is connected to the WNBA's collective bargaining agreement, CBA negotiations, and why his involvement matters. So just in case y'all niggas didn't know. Now, y'all can go do y'all research yourself, or whatever. His role and connection. Silver is the commissioner of the NBA, and the NFL holds 42% ownership of the WNBA. So that's just too much, niggas. It's just too much, niggas. That should need to be like in the 2%, damn near 1%, nigga. You lucky you may get 2% when the time unfolds in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, listen, the stronghold. Look, 42% is too much, nigga. Let's just start there. That's too much. In 2025, nigga, 42? Oh, God. Nigga, no wonder they got them in a... they're like, damn, we damn near got 50-50 in this bitch. So yeah. Anyways, they out here being petty. So because of that ownership stake, the WNBA's labor situation is in a direct interest to the NBA's interest. I mean, to the interest to the NBA leadership. So because of how much the 42% is, how big of a cut y'all are getting currently right now. This is why this knucklehead Silverman's over here, right? He's the commissioner of the NBA now, including Silver. For example, in recent remarks, Silver weighed in publicly on the WNBA CBA negotiations. All right. Today's show, right? Today's show. Silver confirms WNBA players will get a big increase in pay talks. The NBA commissioner responded to a question of whether WNBA players deserve a higher share of the league's revenues, which WNBA stars have been fighting for. Let's see. I guess we can we play this bitch? Here's a shorter version. Let's go on Twitch. IG real quick. Adam Silver on WNBA labor talks. I think share isn't the right way to look at it. And so when you think about that rhetoric, it's about perception. Always about how they program your mind to perceive certain things. So they're telling the ladies, it's pretty much they're just trying to trick them out their bag. If that makes sense, right? Like that's the word for it. But it's just not gonna budge. All right, Adam, you have the floor. Oh, hold on. He didn't say anything. He was talking. They were talking about the NBA real quick. So we'll have to. I would have to actually listen to all of it because I ain't here for the. I'm not here for no W. For the NBA. But let's see what he actually says over here.
Or players in the WNBA are calling for more money. They 9%, I believe, accordingly. They get 9% of total revenue compared to roughly revenue of NBA players. Should they be getting a larger share of the revenue in the WNBA?
Yes. I mean, I think the share isn't the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue in the NBA. I think you should look at it in absolute numbers in terms of what they're making, and they are going to get a big increase in this cycle of collective bargaining, and they deserve it.
Here, WNBA, as you know, they're calling for players in the WNBA are calling for more money. They 9%, I believe, accordingly. They get 9% of total revenue compared to roughly 50% of the revenue of NBA players. Should they be getting a larger share of the revenue in the WNBA?
Yes. I mean, I think the share isn't the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue in the NBA. I think you should look at it in absolute numbers in terms of what they're making, and they are going to get a big increase in this cycle of collective bargaining, and they deserve it.
All right. So from the ninja's mouth, more money will be on, like, it just has to be already there. So that's something we already kind of knew foundationally, I think. So, but it's important to have them on record. Like I said, when it comes to more in the future, but right now, just currently, to have someone from there, because Kathy, right, she ain't really been a good face right now. So it's crazy because Kathy's behind the scenes talks her getting her ass in trouble. Like I'm saying, you talking all that hot shit behind the scenes, nigga. Adam, I don't know about him in the W. He ain't been had private conversation talking about they should be blessed and all this extra shit. You know what I mean? So he's got that. I'm not saying he. Anyways, Adam. That's crazy. Well, let's look at some of the numbers, okay? What we need to know what's more going on in the CBA, right? What's the WBA CBA? How do they have it structured? What is it? They got 42% of this, and so it's like think about it. They have 42% of invested, and then they get to control schedules, this, that, this, and all these other things they get to have control over. And they have 42%. You start to see like how that's ultimately gonna start to have some friction. What's in the negotiations and his comment, and what does his comments highlight? One of the main issues in the WNBA CBA talks, how a player's compensation is tied to league's revenue or growth versus having fixed salary increases. The players side wants a model where the compensation grows with the business. Doesn't that make sense? You get more money as the business makes more money. Where the league proposals apparently lean toward a fixed rate increase or caps rather than direct revenue sharing tied to growth. And I mean, when you look at that energetically, I mean, fixed, or you want one that's kind of like an entrepreneur. Your earnings increase as more eyes in your content, your product increases better. It's simple, but through the lens of women's basketball and through the negotiations of right now, right? And you already know the WNBA, they say hasn't been profiting. Have you profited, nigga? No. Have you profited off the WNBA? Do you bet and stuff like that? I don't know if you do that. Energetically, have you won off them? You know what I mean? So it's like based upon how you view the WNBA, it depends on your business model. I don't need nobody having me at a fixed rate. My money need to flow. So if you a nigga that likes fixed rate shit, cool. But in a container like the WNBA, the women, they're like, nah, nigga, we especially with the NBA and they have their own goblet of money. They really, really want to continue to separate themselves. And it's kind of because when the women, obviously, when the coin's on the other side of it, right? The women's product, the women that are on the court, they have to continue to produce what they've been doing. And that also gives them more power and we're ultimately in control. It is the autonomy that the women are seeking for, right? Is the freedom that they're seeking, that which was not given, but now is being taken. Ultimately, that's the truth. Silver's comments imply a different framework, obviously a different perception. Trying to trick them out their bag. A different perception. A different timeline to tap into, a different world for them to manifest. Right? And you, as an observer, you could be like, well, yeah, I want Adam Silver and them to win instead of the players. Crazy. Like, just energetically the opposite side. When you're like, well, Nita is the number. No, nigga, what? Nigga, do you not? What illusion are you living in? When you start to just peel back everything, like, nigga, it's basketball. People get paid to play basketball. Their product is getting better. People are more tapped in. People are creating content. The currency, us as the people, we're growing. We're wanting more. It's just a mirror. But in a mirror, they have an opposition hat that has 42% of interest, right? And they have a lot of sway just because the system favors them currently. Well, it had favored them. Now it's ultimately done. Silver's comments imply a different framework. He emphasizes absolute increases, higher salaries, rather than emphasizing share of revenue for the WNBA. He's saying share isn't the right way to look at it. His involvement also signals that the WNBA ownership/structure setup matters in the negotiations, because the NBA owns part of the WNBA and Silver is the NBA's commissioner. His views and public comments carry weight in a larger picture of the labor deal. Like I said, he's the puppeteer. He's the face. Every nigga has their role. Why his role matters and why this is more than just a comment. Obviously, it's someone else that's broken some silence. That someone else's void that carries some weight. Like, we know we ain't heard nobody except from Kathy. Now we have an NBA nigga, the commissioner, finally say some shit. He been saying other shit, but nigga, you ain't been saying money talk, nigga. You been talking other shit. You like, change your perception. You been like this. It's getting too personal, nigga. Bring some money to the table, nigga. Can you talk? They finally out their mouths like, yes, y'all gonna get higher stuff, but look at it like this. Nah, nigga, let's just start with the higher shit, nigga, and then we'll see if that number is even right, nigga. That higher shit, it could not even beat the right number. You know what I mean? So they just needed someone. We needed someone to come out and say some shit for us as the collective. We don't know what's going on I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. If anyone's clicking up and meeting, do you? Okay, is this shit gonna be public for everyone, for us to see and bear witness? I mean, look, but we got the knucklehead Silver come out and be like, hey, yes, higher something, a higher increase is coming. So, all right, so that's what we got. Energetic. Anyways, so why his role matters and why this is more than just a comment. Since the WNBA is undergoing rapid growth, media rights deals, expansion, viewership upticks, the outcome of the CBA is considered highly important for the league's future. Silver has said as much. Now, like I said, rapid growth. Remember, this is more people playing basketball, more people tapping into basketball. Who's the more people? That's you and me. That's you and me, us. You buying tickets, you going to concession stands, you buying for the parking ticket, you buying jerseys, nigga. You season ticket holders, yeah, you niggas. You flying airplanes to go stay at the hotel, nigga. You nigga. You buying WNBA. You and I. Anyways, that's all your rapid growth, nigga. You're expanding. You're doing this. You're doing that, and you're going to WNBA games now. The currency has gone up a lot more than just is watching. We have a lot more freedom. A lot of people are doing different things, more things that they never done before. And a lot of y'all niggas is going to the WNBA like me. I was like, hey, shit, well, let's pull up over here. That's what's happening. Okay. So his public stance may signal to owners, players, and media how leadership at the NBA level views the negotiation. that larger salary increases are coming, but perhaps not via traditional share of revenue framework. Now, as we all know, we know that in women's sports, the model should never follow the men's model because the model is for the men's model. The model for the women has to be different. It's going to have to be different because the women are different. And if you have research about how women's sports collectively moves, you would actually have a better foundation on it. But since in essence you don't have that framework, that not that you don't have that much study, you're having to combat it in real time, and this ultimately puts you not in power. This puts you not in power, nigga. You on a level playing field, ho, with the women, and ultimately, as it always should be, ho. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck around here, y'all had a head start, see or no? Like, I don't know what you. Anyways, it's very easy. All that money that y'all have earned off of ripping the women off, you should be easily transactional to give it back and some. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's all, when you think about it in the future, it's all mapped out. It's just about how this is going to manifest for us as the public, you know. And yeah, let's continue because the NBA has a vetted interest financially, strategically, because don't forget, y'all don't think they're using WNBA to do. Listen, they're doing all types of shit. They have, if they could create schedules, create this, create that, create the tournaments, all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, what if the women didn't want a commissioner's cup? What if they wanted something else? What if the women wanted this? You know what I mean? A lot of these things are not in the woman's lens. So, anyways, because the NBA has a vetted interest financially, strategically in the WNBA success, his visibility in the process helps ink the WNBA's labor situation back to a broader basketball business strategy. His comments may also affect public and media pressure. When the commissioner of a related league publicly states that the players deserve increase, it raises the profile of the negotiations and may shift leverage. Like I said, how we've been programmed to view leadership, you know what I mean? But like I said, we needed somebody else to say something. So we got some words of more increase, but not in a traditional share. What the fuck does that mean? So when they talk about, well, not in a traditional way, like, what type of rhetoric is that? Not traditional. So, like, what is tradition to you? Like, do you like, because my tradition could be different from your tradition. So whose tradition is it? What this means for the WNBA CBA. Oh my goodness. The current CBA between the WNBA and its players is set to expire, of course, October 31st. Because no deal has been publicly announced yet, the involvement of Silver in his public remarks helped frame the stakes. Players are pushing for more growth-linked pay, and that just makes sense. It just protects the players and the business. Like, that just makes sense. Like, the money can change based if the viewership isn't there in the next one, right? That's just how it works. Because they've been benefiting all this whole time, and they like I said, all of this whole timeline where the women get what they desire, what they want, is already real. It's just that other forces say, you know, you need to look at it in a different way, in a different framework. And we're gonna see what happens when everyone has to meet. We're gonna hear something. We're all gonna be outside the door, right? And they're all gonna have the meeting. We're all gonna be outside the door, and someone's gonna come out and be like, "What happened?" You're like, "Such and such, such and such." We're all gonna, you know, it is. That's just how it is now. Well, that's how sport is when you look at it in this framework. You right there with them. You be watching the games. You be reading the energy. You see the coaches. Especially if you know you're a diehard fan. This is my first year, but I shouldn't say that anymore. But I watched the Aces pretty much all playoffs, understood their blueprint. You know what I mean? How they just get it done. Now let's take it to all the teams like I said, from to CBAs to courts to fucking colonies, nigga, to communities in this bitch, because it always starts in the community, nigga. You had to be born out of somewhere. But anyways, let's back to the increase in salary rhetoric, the increase in pay, a big pay. What is the number? Nigga couldn't even throw out a number. All he could say was it was gonna be big. It's an increase, nigga. The fuck throw out a number, nigga? Like damn. They couldn't even say nothing. They didn't even throw out a number for us. We don't even have none of that. We just got words. We just got words. All we got is words to play with. Just words and frequencies and vibrations. But also before that, we got this nigga talking about y'all too emotional. Talking about he's getting too personal. And then what else this knucklehead said? I forgot. He said some other shit. Let's see. As the WNBA's television ratings, revenues, and ticket sales continue to grow, the league's players have been calling for a bigger piece of the pie, like the one their counterparts in the NBA have gotten for years. A growing chorus of the WNBA stars have been calling for a larger revenue share as the collective bargaining agreement between the WNBA and Players Union, the WNBA Players Union and league gets set to expire October 31st, and will be it will be needed to be negotiated. Nafisa Colliner and we got Kelsey Plum have spoken about the players wanting higher salaries and a bigger share of the league's revenue. At the WNBA All-Star game in July, the league's biggest names were black shirts say, "Pay us what you owe us." Nigga, you owe them so much money, nigga. Like, nigga, it ain't like just we want a higher increase, nigga. Y'all backdated, nigga. Y'all owe them. How much money do y'all owe them? Y'all owe them millions, nigga. Y'all owe them millions. Y'all owe them millions. And they gonna get it. They gonna get it. They gonna get it, nigga. Y'all owe them, nigga. The fuck, make it work, bitch. Y'all be acting like y'all can't make it work. Y'all can make it work. It's already there. See or no? Exactly. It's just about how much do you want the women to work for it, huh? How distorted will the masculine be in this meeting? You know what I mean? Ultimately, and the distorted masculine will not win. Ultimately, he will bend the knee. So it is very interesting to see this play out energetically, but also these are individual archetypes. These are players that are living a human experience. So you start to realize, like, damn, this is their livelihood, nigga. Like, why you fucking trying to trick them out their money, nigga? Like, why you don't want people to have financial, generational wealth for their foundations, like you bitch ass, like y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? So you start to see how this is now starts to clash, and where the line, and then ChatGPT and us was saying that spiritual warfare is only energy just finding equilibrium balance. So this is pay us what you owe us is nigga. Look, they throwing all the energetic words at you and the same rhetoric. We'll watch a video right here. The same rhetoric is being shared. And like I said, you as a collective, nigga, would you want someone that paid, like you could pay, if someone owed you, nigga, wouldn't you want them to pay you? And then they owed you like a million plus, nigga. You the best product on the shelf, nigga. The fuck? Exactly. So that's what we're all doing as a collective. Ultimately, this is what's happening, and it's such a beautiful thing to be able to experience, as an observer, and to be here as well as an individual here today. All right, let's see what we got. Hold on, I got a video from one of the players. We got a lot of the players. A lot of the players said the same thing. Well, I think we have what's her name? Candace Parker. I think this is the first one.
Is just making sure that we're headed in the right direction. I think the WNBA has seen the visibility grow. I think the WNBA understands the impact of, continuing to, I think, have those teams that are added to the mix. But for me, most importantly, yes, salary. But the second thing is roster spots. The roster spots have to increase. And that's been something that I've echoed over and over and over again to Nneka Ogwumike, is you've got to give these women a chance that are the 13th and 14th players on the team to develop. You look at Alex Caruso. right? Started off in the G League.
Sure.
Mark Dagnall, his coach, started off in the D League. Like, coaches, players alike need to have an opportunity to grow and to be able to have the player development. And so I think the WNBA has to really seriously understand how valuable it is to have that 14th and 15th roster spot.
Yeah, so I haven't listened to any of these videos, so I'm listening to it fresh with you. Higher increases and more niggas on the roster, that's obvious. When you expand, you're gonna need some more ninjas. You may need just a couple. She only said 2. 14, 15. So you may meet a friend along the way. A lover, coincidentally, you may meet along the way. But WNBA needs some more rosters. So when I was looking at when you look at what I saw when I saw the WNBA, the Aces, the final picture, like on their X page, their Twitter page, I was counting the ninjas. I was like, damn, there's not that many people. You know what I mean? And they have to get it done all year, stay healthy, do their best. And it makes sense when players go down. You're like, damn, you really only have 10 girls. You're like, what is this? You barely have 13 sometimes. Like, that's crazy when you think about that shit. Like, damn, nigga, like 13 girls around your community. And you got this big ass, city. The best 13, so it's 15 ninjas. Is that too hard? I mean, I don't think that's too hard. I'm just saying. That's crazy. They don't even have 3 times them. They're like, that's crazy. Like, that's lacking. That is how many minutes you play in a day? I mean, every match? That takes a toll. You end people's career quicker by the playing time. Anyways, it's abuse. But I mean, it makes sense. Candace is like, niggas, we need more niggas. Hey, we need more bodies. Makes sense. Once again, the NBA commissioner Adam Silver addressed the issue on October 21st, and this was yesterday. On Today, in an exclusive interview with Craig, the NBA owns 42 of the WNBA, and the WNBA commissioner Kathy reports to Silver. Nigga, so instead of Silver reporting to Kathy about, like, hey, well, how is the interest going? Kathy reports to Silver. He need to be going, Silver really shouldn't be going to Kathy, like, Kathy, how are the books looking today? Because, y'all have 42. I mean, we have 52. Well, we have, what do they have? What's the number, y'all? What, 68? Am I doing my math right? All right, 58. Not bad. Anyways, he was asked if the WNBA players should be getting a larger share of the revenue in the league. Yes. Plain and simple. Yes. He asked if WNBA players should be getting a larger share of the revenue in the league. Yes. A pure straight up yes. So let's just stop there. He was asked if the WNBA players should be getting a larger share of the revenue in the league. Yes. Openly admitted they need to be getting a larger share. So now the women are like, okay, let's negotiate what share is big enough for us that we feel like we deserve. Yep. But here's the thing. He says, I think share isn't the right way to look at it. What do you mean it's not the right way to look at it? What is share? What's another interpretation to look at it besides in that framework? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And so that's why it's like, damn, the monetization on their energy is in so many ways. The monetization on your energy is in every exploitation they can find. Everything that they have done, everything that you do, they would find a share of that energetically and exploit it off you. And you're like, hold on, y'all getting paid off this? Yes, we're getting paid off this too. And this? Yes, we did monetize your whole blueprint in this bitch. Oh, wow. And I'm worth millions and billions and hundreds and thousands. Yes. Yeah, you're worth all that. Riches, yeah, all that, yeah. And we just been monetizing off of it. Of course, yes. Duh. Why would we tell you that? Nigga, you been keeping us fed, nigga. You ain't complained, nigga, till now. What happened? Well, you've been doing well. We've been, giving you something. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, look. So he openly admits, yes, the players should be getting a larger share of the league, but he doesn't think share is the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue in the NBA. And so then it's like, okay, nigga, what are ways to detach from the NBA? Because I bet you the people that are in the WNBA wouldn't mind going away from the NBA. It's actually y'all niggas that wouldn't want to sell for maybe a reasonable price because of how much currency you are bringing in, right? So you selling for a reasonable price wouldn't match the price, how much you've been getting in. So what does that mean? Yeah, y'all been getting banked. Oh, okay. See, when you look at it, they cornered. ChatGPT said it best. He's like, they got their own, the women have got them cornered in their own success. The women have done times 10 what they set out that they thought they could do. They done shattered the limits, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because how could you actually view the women in your model ever succeeding in a way that would be limited? You don't even know the vision that the ladies have collectively. So you could never envision that reality for them. So that's why they are shattering what you had thought that would never be. You know what I mean? Because this is the witchcraft, especially on women, that is dispelling, that is awakening, that is remembering. Don't forget, I mean, energetically, it runs deep, nigga. It wasn't supposed to be this way. It just was never supposed to be this way, Anyways, I think share isn't the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue in the NBA. I think you should look at the absolute numbers in terms of what they're making, and they are going to be they're going to bet a big increase in this. I guess get a big increase in this cycle of the collective bargaining. They deserve it. Like I said, already he knows it's like, well, if y'all gonna get more money just in general. That's if they want to sign. That's if they want to participate. And that's the thing. They act like the players will not say fuck y'all niggas to y'all face. And that's the thing. It's like, will it get there? Will the distorted masculine be like, fuck it? We don't. All right, fine. Lock yourselves out. Or I don't know how it works. Well, y'all don't want to sign? Cool. Fine. We can wait it out. And then it's just like, okay, look, you would see how petty, or you would see, because it's all energetically, you would see what did the distorted masculine actually really want to do. How do they view the WNBA? And ultimately, will they want to let go of this power? But like I said, sport, when you look at sport as a ritual, when you look at sport as how we look at it, you understand why they have their claws so deep. You know what I mean? You understand why they're so invested in the W and the women and harvesting women's energy, huh? You would understand why. It says Silver's appearance coincides with the NBA's return to NBC after 23 years. Oh, so y'all having to change networks. I'm not surprised. Which kicks off the season opening doubleheader on October 21st. WNBA players get 9.3 of the league's generated income earned in the current collective bargaining agreement, according to the Mark Watch, compared to the NBA players getting roughly 49 to 51 of the league's basketball-related income under their own bargaining agreement. And then that right there, that's crazy. The fact that that's actually a timeline for them. That's how much they have been valuing the women. That's how much, like, when you look at it now, energetically, you're like, wow, they're not even getting double digits. Not even double digits.
On the shirts. It's going to get a lot of attention. If you could just say in the simplest form to those who are just getting aware of this now, what do you mean by what you owe us?
The players of what is building this brand in this league. There is no league without the players. And, the past, present, the ones coming up, they're the ones that have put in the blood, sweat, and tears for the new money that's coming in. And so we feel like we are owed a piece of that pie that we helped to create. So that's basically what that is.
Pay us what you owe us on the shirts. It's going to get a lot of attention. If you could just say in the simplest form to those who are just getting aware of this now, what do you mean by what you owe us?
The players of what is building this brand in this league. There is no league without the players. And, the past, present, the ones coming up, they're the ones that have put in the blood, sweat, and tears for the new money that's coming in. And so we feel like we are owed a piece of that pie that we helped to create.
Exactly. And the new players, the players that are out here creating content, because it's crazy when you think about it. Like, we got players. If you saw Angel Reese on the Victoria's Secret catwalk, we saw Mary Fowler in Paris. So the ladies are not just playing sports. They're doing outside other things with outside basketball. They have other activities. And they can hold it down professionally on the court and do other activities off the court. And this is something that a blueprint you really ain't seen. And maybe it's just you're seeing it with more and more as things just continue to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is the first time we've seen like a professional. Like, we've seen them do magazine shoots, but we got girls on the catwalks now. Like, and the currency that they're bringing in from people from the catwalk. You know what I mean? Her fans, she may turn her catwalk fans WNBA fans. And the catwalk friends may put on her friends. The new currency is you and me and their activities as they expand. They don't just play basketball. Hold on. All right, you had to let
It's time is it's always time, I think I'm grateful that Sid used her platform to be able to talk about it. I'm asked these questions all the time, so I kind of feel like I talk about it often, but it is important for people to know that our salaries are the only thing that are capped when it comes to us negotiating the CBA. We have women out here who
So they said when it comes to the CBAs, their salaries are the only ones that are capped. So they can only make a certain amount of money with their salary cap in their CBA in that current one. Like, when someone caps your money, it like I said, it's just about you. That's why I was like, you gotta create living off your own energy type shit. And that's what we're all learning that we have to do because of those that have told us to believe in them, that they had our back, ultimately were what? Monetizing us, using us, capping us based upon their reality and limitation, their imagination, their views of and ideals and principles and virtues, their ways of seeing things. So, like I said, these are their structures, their framework. And you're just seeing it mirrored to you through the WNBA and their collective bargaining. You're seeing how it's about to go down. You're about to see how it's about to go down. Real shit, man. Right now, front and center. Hope you see. Okay, but hold on. We have some more of the video.
Know the business, you know, and we understand where our league has been and where it's going. And we're prepared, you know, we're prepared, and we want to be able to come out here and represent ourselves and our value the same way we do on the court, in our contracts, in our facilities, and the standards of the resources that are available to us. And it's important for people to understand that we get what's going on, but we also value who we are. And so we're at the negotiating table now. We just got a response back from the league. So that is good. And we want things to work. Everybody wants to go to the same place. Everyone just has a different idea of how we get there. But it definitely starts with valuing the players in a way that makes sense for what we're doing out here. And also.
And honestly, when they get to the table, right? Because if if we have transparency, if someone's in the room, they're like, so what in essence did y'all get contracted? Like we just saw the women have a 9% league share. What does that boost to after this? And how much of a salary increase? And we really don't want to compare it to the men, because we know they favor them just based upon the system. Because theirs is pretty much 50-50. They get a 50-50 split up and down on their side, which makes sense because this is their model. On the women's side, 9% is crazy in their men model. So they have to negotiate. They have to change. Things have to change. You know, it's just the reality of it. They don't have double digits, nigga. That's crazy. They don't have 100% control. That's, you know, we understand that, but it's like 9%. It's not even two hand. Not nigga. Not even a completely two hands is crazy. Energetically, nigga. And nigga, they doing most of the work, and they, you know, and they're doing all the work. They're the ones playing. They're the ones that you actually have something to say about on TV. Yeah. Because you decided to tap into them. Because you decided to pay attention to them.
Make sense for the people that follow us and the fans that are supporting us. You know, we've seen a lot of growth recently, and so we have to see that being reflected in how we're compensated to continue to give you guys games like this every night. So I'm looking forward, you know, to whatever meeting comes in the next 25 days with the league. So everyone needs to pay attention and continue to ask questions. Because if you don't, then you won't know the answer that can get you to where you want to go. So I'm appreciative to our player body, our player reps, and the women that are speaking out about this, and our board of advisors and PA staff, and what they're doing for us to be able to get to a successful collaborative negotiation with the league.
We'll see how successful and collaboratory both parties will be when that showdown happens. And I guess it wouldn't be a showdown. But we found this other article after we read this one. Let's say, it says the WNBA players are not arguing for equivalent salaries to the NBA players, although much has been made of the Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark, making reportedly $76,000 a year on her rookie contract. They are instead calling for a bigger share of the league revenue, and that's roughly equivalent to their NBA counterparts. A lot of times. Okay, so They instead are calling for a bigger share of the league's revenue that's roughly equivalent to theirs NBA. So pretty much they want 59, they want 49, 50%. They like, we want that much of an increase. And they're like, oh, hell no. They're like, no, we want it all. We want equal. I mean, think about it. Go. You point the pistol to. Put the pistol to their head. You think the women are asking for straight up, nigga, 50-50 ho. We want 50%. We want the same contract. They said the WNBA players are not arguing for equivalent salaries. Nope, they're not talking about these salaries y'all giving the boys. They want bigger share of the league. Makes sense when you look at the numbers. Obviously, this is simple mathematics. And the currency is us. Us that watch it. This is where they see their frequency going to 50-50. And that's just, nigga, we can start there because ultimately they do want to separate. Because leadership, change of leadership is going to be leadership that are more interested in a woman model than a more feminine product in the realm of WNBA than a more masculine product in their way. And then with that comes share and revenue because the feminine and the masculine want equal amounts of share, equal amounts of currency. And think about it. If you're in the room with them, you're like, yeah, look at the rhetoric and why this makes sense. Why can't I have 50-50 now for the players now and for those to come? You don't believe in the product that the WNBA has and the NBA has? It's just about the value of the resources. They're like, damn, we're gonna lose. They're not really gonna lose anything because they've been making how much that you owe them a lot, right? So moving forward, it will be on equal footing. They can't really say shit, but damn, this is what they deserve, as Adam Silver said. They earned their whole slice of the pie. Yeah, man. So it gets deep. It gets deep, I guess, in the sheets. It gets deep on the court when you actually just look at it energetically. All these are just on the camera runway. What would you ask for? And then, like I said, the 31st, either they're gonna get something and we could hear about what number they got when they got it. You know what I mean? So we'll be like, well, how did y'all see yourself? We're gonna see how this all plays out. It is a very, very like I said, energetically, this holds lots of weight. Because it's changing a timeline. It's changing a timeline on how people view WNBA. People view women's sports. It changes a lot of things. And people, like I said, when you look at it in this perception, it changes the weight. If you don't look at it in that way, you have no beef in it. It doesn't affect you. Then okay. But the fact that there's so much negotiation, there's so much I just think because sport is so visible, it'd be different if it was behind the scenes. Like no one saw it. But like nigga, we see them. Like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, man, like we see them. It's not like they're hidden in the corner. We see these players. So yeah. Visibly, they got to get taken care of. So yeah, they're on the public platform. They're on the main stage in the Matrix illusion. They're on the main stage, professional teams. So it mirrors something to us. And through the WNBA, we're gonna see what's going down. We're gonna see what's happening. So Caitlyn got a good 76,000 rookie contract. Okay, something like that. A lot of times it says a lot of times this misinformation comes in when we're asking to be paid what the men are being paid. That's not true. Plum said on All the Smoke podcast in July. We're asking just the same percentage of revenue or similar percentage of revenue. And right now, that's not the case. And so that's what we're fighting for. So Kelsey gives us the information. She's like, all right, we want a similar percentage of the share revenue. And they're like, no, we ain't trying to give up that pie. And they're like, bitch, y'all owe us it, right? Energetically. Like, nigga, we work all the way. And they're like, nah, nigga, still. We're going to try to trick you out your bag, nigga. And they're like, nah, nigga, we ain't having this shit. Nah, nigga, fuck you. Fuck you, nigga. Like, it is what it is. Nah, nigga, fuck you. Asian 4-time champion, nigga. Like I said, energetically, how are you up against, like, if you're opposite of this way, that's crazy, bro. We know what team you play for. And we don't want you on our side because you gonna get ran the fuck over. Which is too funny. Hold on, I gotta see this. Hey, yo, shout out to Angel Reese. This is... We got Angel Reese and DJ Carrington on her Angel Reese show, bro. This is fire, fam. Hold on.
Wait. Girl, y'all benefited from everything. Yeah, the CBA is coming up. I can't wait. Girl, y'all benefited from everything. Y'all youngins benefited.
So first of all, she flaming her. Already, DJ, I can't wait to see her walk Angel Reese down everything, right? We're gonna see. They benefited for everything. The fight from the previous. She already about to explain it. But shout out to DJ Carrington. We used her archetype this year, how she got traded from Dallas Wings to Phoenix Mercury. And of course, you all know Angel Reese. Chicago Sky. All right, anyways, let's see what the ladies have to say real quick. It's a short one.
From NIL. What does that mean? We deserve more. Everybody. I agree. Everybody. I agree with that. But we got to face the consequences. Y'all got to deal with something. But the women coming in, not this year, but next year. Yeah. The ones coming in this year will still be on the rookie contract again. Mm-hmm. The ones the year after, they going to get more. They probably going to be making more than us. Oh, they are. I'm hurt. They are. Like, yeah. I've been in the meetings. They are. I need to.
So, and that's amazing. But that's just showing them that's what they're negotiating from, not this year, but next year and beyond. The ladies are going to be making even more currency. Let's see what else they had to say. I haven't watched this. It's just almost over. Angel's shocked.
You need to come to the meetings. I gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, we sit out. That's a possibility for real. Yeah, the CBA.
Damn, that's a possibility. She said that's real. If they don't give them what they want, it's a possibility they'll sit out. Real shit. Could y'all deal with that? Could you deal with no WNBA? Wicked, bro. Says, and so it's like, damn, are they here's the thing, it's it wouldn't even go into effect immediately like that. They probably get some bonuses. Who knows? They just know that they got what they wanted. And it's not just for themselves, it's for the future as well. People be acting like it's just all about them right now. When you think about the share, you look at the rhetoric that they're presenting us. And you're like, damn, the NBA is like, nah, nigga, we just can't. The NBA is like, nah, this is crazy, bro. I can't believe they probably I can't believe y'all asking for this shit. They outraged. Let's be real. They probably outraged that they asking for this big of a piece, for their whole piece. They outraged. Did she ask us for everything? Yeah, nigga, she came here and robbed us. Nigga said, I'm taking all my shit back. Nigga, no way, nigga, this her shit, nigga. What you do? I ain't standing her way like that, but I was just like, damn. Oh my goodness. It'll be a victory, bro. It's gonna be victory. I mean, the countdown, the countdown been on, but it's less than 10 days? Nah, it can't be real. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days, Ninja. We'll see. We'll definitely, we should be getting more information in 9 days, like massive information, big or small. Right? We have to get something. It couldn't be just crickets by that time. But in between, all we're gonna get between from what we just got from here was big increases. For in between this time, are they gonna be leaking any information? We gonna see who's behind the room or who's in the room. Who are they able to tell? Are they able to talk? Or do we already know the play? They want damn near 50% of the league's share revenue, just like their counterparts in men. They ain't talking about salary because it's gonna look different when it's filtered through the WNBA. Or is it? We don't even know how it's filtered through. You know what I mean? So it's like, what does it actually look like? What do the numbers look like? I didn't run the numbers on ChatGPT if the women got how much league revenue damn near equal or similar to the men's, how much that would look on the player's next year's contract if they're out of contract next season. What would that look like, nigga, on paper? Millie? 2 milli? We don't know, nigga. But we just know big pay increases. Higher, big. So, but in between there, we got 9 days of what? Could be false alarms, niggas quitting, people getting fired, coaches on a crash out tour. Commissioner may be fired by the time we get here to the 9 days. Wicked work, bro. Hey man, but someone thought people thought you were capping though, Adam. People said, "Nah, you capping." So we got a little article. We had to archive it, cause nigga, who pays for a fucking web article? Nigga, the fuck around here. Anyways, the WNBA Players Union director criticizes NBA's commissioner Adam Silver's statements. So the WNBA Players Union director, who is that? All right. The WNBA's executive director issued a statement that the NBA and the WNBA are using bad math in negotiation discussions. So y'all are using bad math. Y'all are purposely playing stupid. So like I said, are these just tactics of just y'all can't do nothing about it, nigga? We the bad guys type shit, nigga. We miscalculated. We mistyped on the calculator type shit. AI didn't work on the math. So now y'all don't know how to do numbers. But when y'all know how to do numbers, it's perfectly fine for y'all. So that's the rhetoric, that's the frequency they putting out there in negotiation discussions. This is what Ben said, nigga. I don't know. Is Ben telling the truth, nigga? This is today, nigga. The WNBA Players Union executive director issued a rebuke on the NBA Commissioner's Adam Silver's framing of players' financial demands, saying that Silver is supporting the league's objectives during collective bargaining negotiations to offer hashtag in parentheses more of the same. Not more of the same, Adam, nigga. Not more of the same, nigga. They know it's bad when the best they say they can do is more of the same, a fixed salary system and a separate revenue sharing plan that only includes a piece of the pie and pays themselves, the league, back first. Terry Jackson said in a statement on Wednesday to The Athletic. So Terry Jackson, nigga, who's Terry Jackson? Sugar like shit. A fixed salary system and a separate revenue sharing plan that only includes a piece of a pie, nigga, and pays themselves the league? Oh, hell no. Nobody want that shit, nigga. Take that shit to the garbage, nigga. Oh, weak ass contract, oh, hoe ass nigga. What the fuck is that shit, nigga? Burn that shit in hell. Fuck wrong with these niggas? Adam, no one's buying your shit, nigga. They said it's all cap, nigga. Bend it over, bust it open, nigga. Fuck it. All right. You know, that's hilarious, Terry. Shout out to Terry. That's funny. The WNBA is nearing the October 31st deadline for negotiations with the WNBA PA. I'm sorry, the WNBA PA, as the wedge issues of revenue sharing and salary remain unresolved. Earlier this week, Silver, to whom WNBA Commissioner Kathy E. reports, said the salary increase, not revenue sharing increase, is the right way. Nigga, that's crazy. They don't want to budge on the 9%. They don't even want to give the ladies 10%, nigga. That's crazy. They're not even at double digits, niggas. That's wild. In 2025, nigga, you're not even in 10% of league revenue in your own shit, nigga. The fuck wrong with these niggas? I'm telling you, straight up slavery. Anyways, say it again. Earlier this week, Silver, to whom the WNBA Commissioner Kathy E. reports, says that salary increase, not revenue sharing increase, is the right way to reflect on the WNBA's growth in the upcoming future collective bargaining agreement. We've come to the table prepared to do business. They responded with bad math, and they're hoping everyone doesn't understand what uncapped actually means. Damn, Jackson's statement said. So they came to the table with bad math, and they're hoping everyone doesn't understand what uncapped actually means. So they want to uncapped business collective bargaining agreement? They want to uncap their they want something uncapped, nigga. Their salary, nigga. They want something unhandcuffed, nigga. Nigga, what's the opposite of uncapped? Nigga, cap. Nigga, you capped up. Nigga, you captured. You on the fuck. You hostage. Captive. Captured. Nigga, they want to be uncaptured. Nigga, like, it is what it is. They don't want to be a prisoner in their own system. Uncapped, nigga. So they said they were hoping everyone doesn't understand what uncapped actually means. Jackson's statement said, Adam Silver said it himself on behalf of the WNBA. Share isn't the word. Damn. It's not in their vocabulary. Oh my God. Uncapped? You can't get uncapped. And we not sharing? Like what? Like what? Like you think about this. This is straight demonic. Is that not like? Is that? I mean, what? So that's why they're like, fuck y'all niggas. Will sit out in this bitch. We don't need y'all dusties. You know what I mean? Like okay. I'm just reading their language and their frequency. This is what they're broadcasting, right? The league is proposing a revenue sharing system that is similar in structure to what is currently in their CBA, in which there is a fixed salary cap and additional revenue sharing, only if the league's revenues succeed certain targets. Mind you, the league is proposing a revenue sharing system that is similar in structure to what is currently in the CBA, in which there is a fixed salary cap. So there's a fixed salary cap, and the women automatically said, like, nigga, we ain't worried about the salary, nigga. But there is a cap on the salary. But they was like, nah, nigga, we ain't worried about the salary. But there is a cap on that. So still, like I said, the rhetoric they ain't sharing is ringing ringing again. I'm sorry. They're captured. Yes, they're captured. And you think about how these words manifest. Look at, they have the rhetoric they have to use and what vibrationally that brings. Even like, hey, pass me the cap to the bottle. It closes something, right? What are you closing? It could be a good thing or a bad thing. Closing a cycle, closing someone out your life. But then again, what is a good and a bad thing? Because when you close it, another new beginning. So you know what I'm saying? But anyways, in this type of framework, in their way, the captive, that's prisoner. It's long term. They can never getting out. But once again, they're in a fixed salary cap and additional revenue sharing. Only it's because, and here's the thing. So they can get the additional revenue sharing. It's not just we'll give y'all additional revenue. But there's a plus. Only if the league's revenue exceeds certain targets. So now there's targets, but when you're in a system program, in the Matrix, where certain pawns tell certain stories and it gets the Matrix booming again, they can fix it to where you don't meet them targets. So then you have to exploit the algorithm. You have to cheat code engine, rebuild code the algorithm, and just take the shit over. Cause it's like, nah, nigga, y'all don't got the control no more. We do. Y'all done fucked up now. Nigga, like I said, they don't even got 10% of their own shit, nigga. That's crazy, nigga. Not even 2 whole hands, nigga. The men have 2 whole hands and two fucking feet, nigga. That's 20. You can throw the head in there. That's 25. The women don't even have 2 hands. That's crazy when you think about it. But that's only if you're looking at it in that perspective. You know what I'm saying? That framework. You know what I mean? That's only if you're looking at it through that lens of it. That's only if you're seeing it through that way. You could see it through that way, and I guess in a different way of getting there. But anyways, so there's a fixed salary cap and additional revenue sharing only if league revenue exceeds certain targets. Sources with knowledge of the proposals told The Athletic. So they want a similar contract to that, but just it's gonna be on a higher paying level. Same shit, just more money, but no more. No, you don't get more of your freedom back. Like wait, I don't get more. Like what? Nah, nigga, fuck that. I'm happy with what I got. Nigga, they happy with what they got because they're great. Because they knew, like, damn, y'all don't share. Now y'all while y'all was being greedy, they was planning, they was plotting. Nigga, you don't think they knew what they had to do? Nigga, get the fuck around here. Y'all was plotting too, but demonically. See. Anyways, let's see. It says the WNBA's latest proposal includes a maximum salary closer to $850,000. Sources confirm. So not $1 million, but damn near. The league's current maximum player salary is, oh my god, 250. All right, niggas, y'all do the math. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, nigga. Nigga, they want that whole piece of the pie, bitch. What the fuck wrong with y'all niggas? They want everything. They gonna come to the table and get everything. They said 850, nigga. And they was like, oh, hell no. It was like, the fuck around here, nigga? Fuck, y'all, this is crazy. Y'all coming over here with that bullshit. 850, the fuck around here, nigga. Y'all ain't never getting that shit. Oh, Dog, they were shook when they came to the table like that. I'm like, bro, they came to the table like, nigga, this is what it is, nigga. The fuck around here. And we want our fucking revenue sharing, bitch. Fuck around here. Now, that's just what they say. The WNBA latest proposal includes a maximum salary closer to 800. A maximum. Not over, but a maximum. Damn near right there. That's the max. And the league's currently is at 250. And the cap in 2025, it says, and the salary cap in 2025 was 1 million. $1.5 million per franchise. What the fuck is that? $1.5 million, nigga. The fuck wrong with y'all? See, now we know the math, nigga. This is cap. This is crazy. And that's just based upon like the numbers that they done. They said, damn, we've exceeded. We've done 3, 4, 5 times what they said. We need all that shit. In the current agreement, the CBA sets the salary cap for each year. And cap increases between seasons rise at a fixed 3% rate. So in the current agreement, the CBA sets the salary cap for each year. Okay. And the cap increases between seasons rise. Okay. And the caps increases between seasons rise at a fixed rate, 3% rate. The league has an additional mechanism for revenue sharing if certain targets are reached. However, the league's revenue targets are accumulated and not hit due to financial setbacks from the pandemic. See, and then we had that shit's artificial. An artificial pandemic that affected real niggas. See, that's the fucking Matrix. But when we get past that bullshit, that fuckery, we're here at, nigga, we need 850, nigga, damn near maximum, bitch. So if you have a player that's getting that much, your salary cap need to be more than 1.5 million, more than that. That's crazy numbers. That's how much. So Asia Wilson, the most she can make is 250, and then all her extra money comes from outside extracurricular activities. The fuck is that, nigga? Is she gonna make that much? Asia and Caitlin Clark and all them, you know, some people may have already surpassed that, but nigga, maybe you don't do all them extracurricular stuff in your minimum salary, and your maximum salary is already at 850. That is crazy. These numbers are wild. I can't believe this is true. So it's like, you think about it. That's the 9%, nigga, out of the fucking 59% they could be getting. That's the 9% of that. Those are ridiculous numbers. Like, and that's what they came to the table, and they was like, no. You see how, and why not? Y'all are so distorted. They want the whole bag, ho. So now, on the practical side, why is the WNBA even tied to those bitch ass niggas called the NBA? Because y'all think it's, what is it? Is it the NBA owners that are holding up this main thing? Probably. But let's go back to the origins of why this even happens to be this way. There was always gonna be a time where the two niggas sat at the table eye to eye, nigga, and reclaim what is theirs. Ho ass niggas, would y'all think that time would never come? See, they thought the time would never come, but it's here now. The practical side, why is the WNBA tied to the NBA? When the WNBA was founded in 1996-1997, women's professional basketball in the U.S. didn't yet have the money, infrastructure, or broadcast pipelines that the NBA had already built. And when you think about it, when you start to go back to the origins of how teams and leagues were established, it's community. You and a couple knuckleheads up the street were the best ballers on your block. And you went to the other block and whooped all those other niggas. And you went to the other block and whooped all those niggas. And all of a sudden, y'all was like, y'all had a coach. Or all y'all were coaches. Y'all was like, we are a team. And we're going to go a little further up the neighborhood and do it. Schools. Yeah, this is how it all started. Community. But we have some ChatGPT on it. But when you look at the foundations of the things that we do as a collective, it is community oriented first. And then we're all the way here in 2025 where the women have to use sport to gain autonomy, to be independent, operating individual souls. And we're just looking at it through the lens of basketball, okay? And you're just like, damn, what the fuck? This is crazy. But it's awakening. It's like, wow, like the story you didn't know you had to know. When the WNBA was founded in 1996 through 1997, women's professional sports in the U.S. didn't yet had the money, infrastructure, or broadcasting pipeline that the NBA had already built. Pretty much, there was no currency on a women's professional basketball because they didn't have it, didn't see it, but never was talks about it. There was just what women didn't play basketball when y'all were like that's what's crazy when you think about it. It's like women probably still played basketball up until an age where it was like, oh, you don't play basketball anymore. You can't play basketball. And even like when they get to mainly it's school, that the sport institutions kind of like sports and sport culture started to go from, right? In the classroom of the school, right? Where they have, it's like a jail, whatever. Anyways, it's a, what do you call school? Definitely is like a social experiment, right? And they teach you principles and virtues and how to live and all that. It's not right. You get programs. Anyways, in the school and sport, right? So we got the sports school, and like there was no PE maybe for girls because women don't be PE. They have cooking, they have sewing. So when it comes to infrastructure pipeline, there was no thought, there's no currency on that type of energy in that in 1996, 1997. There probably was because they have a whole damn league, but it was just like there was no momentum. They had no model. They had no feminine model for a professional women's league. All they could do, and all they had the lazy mind to do was mimic the men. The lazy mind was to do that. They would never ask women that were going to play women's sports on, oh, how do you think we should model y'all's professional women's league? No, that was never the question. But anyways, let's continue. Financing and infrastructure. The NBA, under the then commissioner David Stern, created the WNBA as an NBA property. Oh my God. It supplied arenas, marketing, referees, sponsorships, connections, and television deals. Without the backing, the league would would likely have collapsed financially in its infancy. And like we're just like, how do you know this? Like, you don't think Faith would have just caught and they would have caught their wings? You don't think the WNBA would have caught their wings without you? Nigga, we'll never know. Now they're trying to escape from you. What? We'll never know what it's like for the WNBA to flap without y'all bitch ass niggas being right there to come and devour. Y'all never gave them the opportunity, did y'all? Let them collapse, as you say. Because some billionaires go into bankruptcy and they make all their millions back. So let them collapse and let them build themselves up back again. But y'all didn't allow it, did y'all? Did that happen? Did they go broke and WNBA is in debt? No one, the players are not making money, huh? Like because y'all, you know what I mean? Like sometimes the rhetoric is not rhetoricing. You know what I mean? So without y'all support, the league would have collapsed financially in its infancy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of businesses don't make a lot of money in the beginning unless you're just amazing. Amazing. You know what I'm saying? And once again, ownership structure. The WNBA retained a roughly 40 to 50% stake. Today, 42%. That stake gave the WNBA access to resources. And what type of resources we talking about, niggas? Shit y'all already should have just gave them, niggas. Give them a platform. But that shit ain't free, Nita. What do you mean it's not free? If we're just mimicking because y'all are lazy to use the men model. Well, someone's going to have to pay for it. What do you mean someone's going to have to pay for it? Y'all niggas gonna pay for it. Y'all the ones that want to create the WNBA. Y'all niggas pay for it. What the fuck wrong with y'all niggas? Like, think about it. Nobody said, hey, I wanted to create a women's professional sports model, right? I mean, they did. But no one said they needed the WNBA's help. But no, the NBA was like, hey, look, we'll help you. But remember, it says right here, David Stern created the WNBA as a NBA property. So like I said, y'all wanted this shit. Y'all wanted this shit. Y'all was like, well, let's make a league for the women. Y'all wanted it. And remember we said, ChatGPT said their success is backing them into their own corner. And they want 850 racks, ho. What the fuck wrong with y'all niggas? 850 nigga, take it or leave it. Y'all can suck a dick or not. Oh, y'all probably already do that. But anyways, I'm just saying. Ownership structure. The NBA retained a roughly 40% to 50% stake. Today equals 42%. That stake gave the That stake gave the masculine structure provide. That stake gave the WNBA access to resources, but also placed it under the NBA's corporate umbrella, a little reflection of the masculine structure providing the container. Outcome: the NBA protection allowed women athletes to exist on a professional stage in the U.S., but it also meant the WNBA's growth, pay scales, and visibility were long defined relative to the men's league. And that's what's kind of crazy, that's how the program was. We were just automatically supposed to compare it to the men's game. And that rhetoric and that framework and that viewpoint of how that perception of how they have programmed the people to look at it is wrong, ultimately wrong. It's a wrong viewpoint. But I'm not surprised how they witchcraft and brainwashed us to do that. But now we're here. Overseas, especially in places like Turkey, Russia, China, and Spain, women's clubs developed independently with government or private sponsored money, not under a men's league. So AKA they had a different model on how they created their league. Independent, autonomous. That's why WNBA players can earn 2 to 4 times more abroad in their off seasons. Those markets value women's basketball differently and often pay from broader cultural or national pride budgets rather than U.S. style profit margins. And so ultimately what we're all finding out is, of course, America under capitalism? It's a draining current. It's a currency to capitalize of all your monetizations, all your gifts and talents, siphon all your energy. Anyways, I shouldn't get all deep right there. But the WNBA, through the NBA, they were lazy-minded, right? Instead of seeking women who are interested in developing independently, they could have been a private sponsor. A lot of these NBA owners could have been a private sponsor to a woman that maybe wanted to develop a football club or a basketball team. But no, they're the ones that said, no, nigga, just make them like the NBA. I'm like the NBA. So therefore, you NBA, WNBA nigga, you don't think that they were going to ask for the same shit now? Like, see, their own success has put them in the corner. Ultimately, it is their own mirror looking at them in their faces. This is what we're seeing. It's quite interesting. But now we have other observations, aka other models here. As it says, some clubs were developed independently through government, right? The government or private sponsor money, not under a men's league. That's what, like I said, that's why they can earn more money. The spiritual reflection, a feminine emerging inside a masculine world. Because like I said, a lot of these things that we do out here in the world just to do shit is in a masculine way. So when you're like, oh, she's masculine, nigga, look at the world we have to live in and operate on a daily, nigga. It is crazy. Anyways, the reflection. Energetically, you're reading it spot on. The feminine is the creative force. Remember, creative, intuitive, nurturing. We're entering a masculine grid. It's sports. But because the system is under the NBA as, and what is that? It said NBA property. Is that what it said? I think Adam Stern said NBA property, right? Is that what he said? Anyways, so masculine grid. It's not in the feminine model. It's not independent. It's in the masculine grid. We're talking about the energy route, right? The corporate profit-driven hierarchy system. So this is why this is the programming of the masculine, which is, if it's not distorted, well, it's fine. But the hierarchy, that's crazy. Anyways, because that's where power, money, and visibility were concentrated in 1990s. The NBA structure became the vehicle, the masculine container, through which the feminine expression of the game could manifest in the 3D world. Yet over time, that structure also limited her, setting salary caps, visibility ceilings, and defining success by masculine metrics, ratings, revenue, profit. Now, as consciousness shifts, the WNBA's growth in players' assertiveness mirrors the divine feminine reclaiming her sovereignty, demanding partnership rather than permission, collaboration rather than hierarchy. So, and I mean that should be quite frankly easy, and they will give collaboration. Ultimately, I say they will submit. I mean, it is what it is. Like, don't get mad at the frequency and vibration, because ultimately it's gonna work in your favor too. But y'all ninjas, the hierarchy has to go. It's artificial. So, anyways. So you kind of see already, once again. Oh, we were here. Why the WNBA is tied to the NBA. Niggas is y'all shit. David Stern created the WNBA as an NBA property. So therefore, when NBA property awakens, like, hold on, now we're alive and wake beings, nigga. What the fuck wrong with you, nigga? We're not just property hoe ass nigga. And then we're women property hoe. And y'all got us out here for 250 cap? Nigga, damn. I need to be making 850 cap. I'm just saying. NBA property, bitch ass nigga. But then when you look at it as individual souls and spirits, hold on, nigga, this is my life. Generational wealth here. I have family. I have friends. I want to build a legacy. I want to be free. I want to do other things. Hey, this is my currency. This is my soul. I play basketball because I love it. Without me, you wouldn't have 42%, bitch. And then, like I said, you created this opportunity for me. And now you want to just leave me high and dry, ho? See, and it's like, damn, y'all don't want the best for me? Of course they didn't, because they were lazy, and they did the men model. Instead of David Stern be like, okay, we want a WNBA, but we don't want to make it like the NBA. We want to make it for women. Now, y'all didn't do that. The rhetoric is different. And you already can see in the 1996, the frequency and thought forms and how they viewed women. Property, NBA property. And then you have overseas how they said they value women's basketball differently. The value of the currency of the feminine was expressed differently in Europe than it is here in America. And ultimately, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how do you have to live with that vibrationally, understanding that's how people move subconsciously, and you have to override that. And you're like, what the fuck? And we're just talking about basketball, WNBA. That's all we're doing. You look at the systems, when you look at the energetic templates of these things that they have us in, or that they have had us in, unawakened to, you start to see the witchcraft it goes deep. But honestly, it's pretty cool to actually look at it this way, because it makes the story even more like, wow, like, oh, the liberation is real. You're like, wow, seeing all this shit through this perspective frees my soul. Anyways, I think let's watch a video here.
tonight's meeting went?
Not well. I think it was great for us to show as a collective, like as players, how important that meeting was to us. It was like over 40 people in that room, and that was like, historic for CBA negotiations.
Dang, there was like a gang of you niggas in there, over 40 plus. I guess, has she never been in a room with more 40 plus people or something like that? But like I said, these are some of the rookies. They had some of their takes. We got a couple of them. So they kind of fresh in. They don't really know what's going on. But she was like, damn, it was like 40 plus ninjas. Hey, this is what she said. This is her testimony. We trying to peep game. Did the players leave any crumbs? All right, continue. Hold on.
But I don't think there definitely wasn't a point where we agreed and we're coming to meet sides. I think there's a lot more that we want as players and that we're going to try to demand. And we don't want to sound ungrateful for all the stuff that the WNBA provides, but we think as much as we sacrifice our bodies, our minds, our time, our effort, we just feel like we play a huge part in this as well, and we feel like we should be rewarded for that, and we feel like there's some things that we deserve as players who are a huge part of this league. I think there's a long way to go in the negotiations, and I hope we find and get what we deserve. But until then, we're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep showing up in rooms. We're going to keep talking to the media and emphasizing the fact that what they proposed was not enough, and it was kind of disrespectful in a sense.
Damn, I was trying to find a way to stop, but Paige is a Libra. Okay, so you also understand the archetypes of energies that some of these players are too, because Paige is a Libra, so you understand Libra's gonna be classy, and then she's she may be new. I'm not too sure how much media attention she did at UConn, but she's a judge. She will bring that balance. So we just need to know, because at first you kind of saw, I was like, well, she is a rookie. She really don't know. I was like, but then again, she started getting deeper. So I was like, okay, well, she said she was like, there was a gang of niggas in there, like 40 plus. And pretty much what she's saying, what they're offering was disrespectful. Remember, so their maximum is 250. What do you think that pay increase was? Was it 400? And they want 850. What they offer them? 400, 450 niggas. We'll give you 500. What about 500? 500 nigga. Times. So what do you think they offer them? Huh? What do you think? Think about it. Look at the numbers. They said they wanted 850. And so what number could have been disrespectful to the ladies? What number could be disrespectful to the ladies? It's not going to be 850, that's for sure. And they ain't trying to budge. She said it was disrespectful.
So continue to show up for each other, fight for each other, fight for what we earn and deserve. It's going to continue to be the battle.
All right, let's hear from some more rookies. Let me get well, all right, let me do her lover over here.
Your future in the WNBA is right around the corner. How closely do you follow, or are you following everything that's going on with the CBA?
Sorry, it's low.
Keeping up with your friends in the league? Are you keeping up with what's going on, or is there kind of separation there until you actually get there?
I'm definitely keeping up with it. I think that as this last month, as we started to ramp up, I've started to not keep up with it as much and really just try to focus on where I am right now. But there's definitely a lot to learn. But I do think that right now my main focus is where my feet are, focusing on this season, what I can do to get better, and what I can do to help my team out.
Yeah, I was wondering to see what they actually had said. What she actually said, but that's good. She better focus on UConn, nigga. Shit, you gotta get drafted, homie. Yeah, I'm saying you better focus on playing basketball. Don't be focused on no WNBA right now. You need to stay. Your eyes need to be on the court right now. CBA is not your problem. You just hope, you know what I'm saying. Hey, sit there. All you gotta do is hold frequency, right? Hold frequency. That's all we're doing. Teamwork make the dream work. Because we want the WNBA, but we want the ladies to get what they want. I mean, it's plain and simple. Duh. They say 850 max, nigga. So we know a number, nigga. Well, I mean, that's just what that's what the New York Times article said. We don't know for sure, but we got a little something. Okay, are we gonna take it to the head and run? All right, let me calm down. All right, so we got timeline of the WNBA historically versus energetically evolution. Okay, so we had the breaking it down for us. ChatGPT says pre 1996, the seat of suppression and silence. Oh my god. Historical. Women's basketball thrived quietly, college, Olympics, but no pro platform existed in America. Huh? So women were playing basketball in college and the Olympics, but no pro league? So they was like, nah, y'all can't make money just playing basketball as a lifestyle. You can only do it in college, and then sometimes if you're good enough in college, or if you go overseas, you play in the Olympics. The only way you could be a professional women's basketball player, maybe even full time, would have been overseas. Like that was your lifestyle. So in 1996, you didn't have a lifestyle just to be a professional women athlete. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. So now we're in 2025, and the women, they're like, "Hey, look, we trying to be free. We were professional athletes. Now, damn near 25 years later, 30, like I said, this is 30 damn near 30-year cycle here. Saturn return for the WNBA. So this is why all this energetic get back. The ladies gonna get Saturn's here to collect, bitch. Saturn said at 50. Daddy Saturn don't play around. What you gonna do? And we're in the age of Aquarius. Oh, it's gonna get radical out here. All right, we gonna kind of skip this. Spiritual translation. The NBA equals the old masculine empire. Remember, it was under the NBA's property, the WNBA, by David Stern. Remember, old masculine empire, order, logic, control, profit. The WNBA, which it has manifested into, because it's through the feminine essence, the emerging feminine consciousness, intuitive, collaborative, heart-centered leadership. The CBAs are not just about contracts. They are ceremonial initiations where the feminine reclaims her economical voice. The shift is, let us play. This is how we play. And now, well, how will we be compensated? And like I said, the masculine is like, nah, nigga, like, see, y'all crazy. See, y'all need to be tamed. Y'all do too much. Y'all wild. Nigga, we'll give you what y'all deserve, but on our terms. Only if you meet these markers. Okay? And the feminine's like, nah, nigga, y'all crazy. Y'all the niggas that's crazy. Nigga, you came from us, ho. Y'all, anyways. But this is just the energies. Women across all fields are reconstructing power dynamics, spiritually, financially, socially. The artificial patriarchy, distorted masculine, is crumbling because it's built on separation. The divine feminine brings restoration, collaboration, inclusion, healing, and even institutions like sports that once silenced her. The WNBA is a microcosm of the planetary ascension. She entered the system, learned it, and now she's rewriting it. Like I said, y'all created the WNBA in 1996, nigga. And all of a sudden, 30 years later, she free. She like, man, we learned so much. Now it's time for us to spread the wings. What y'all gonna do? Huh? Huh?
I'm really happy to be a part of that meeting yesterday, but it did wake me up to a lot of things that I didn't know that was going on. And being able to have NECA as our president and have so many great players that have representation that know a lot and know what we deserve is just really important. So obviously, women's basketball is skyrocketing, and it's important for us to get what we want now, but not just now, but for the future as well. And it's really nice to have vets that may not be playing for 10 more years, but they are speaking for us because they know how important it is.
Like, no one wants a lockout. That is not what anybody wants. But at the end of the day, we have to stand firm, and we're not going to be moving on certain topics. And so hopefully...
Yep. That you can't. That nigga is take it all or nothing, nigga. They're either gonna get what they want, and which they will. Like I said, nobody wants a lockout. We don't. We don't as supporters. We don't. We don't want the WNBA to go. But remember, energy will just be filtered through somewhere else. We'll be able to watch them just through somewhere else. We may have to tap into overseas to catch them. You know what I'm saying? We make that shit popping. It is what it is. That's the power of us.
The league comes back quickly so that we can have more dialogue, more conversations, and we can get the ball rolling.
We play a huge part in this as well, and we feel like we should be rewarded for that, and we feel like there's some things that we deserve as players who are a huge part of this league. Until then, we're going to keep fighting, we're going to keep showing up in rooms, we're going to keep talking to the media and emphasizing the fact that what they proposed was not enough, and it was kind of disrespectful in a sense.
Like I said, it's not for just them, but it's for the future. And y'all had the librarian, y'all had the Libra page talking about it was in a disrespectful way. And like I said, that's the Libra. Libras are fair. She said the pros outweigh. Oh my goodness. So the scale was tipped over in y'all's favor. Y'all had the Libra even say that? Come on now. NBA capping. All right, let's pull up some numbers. Hold on. All right. All right, for y'all number niggas, some more numbers. All right, this is Google. We asked AI to pull the numbers for us so we can get a bigger, more financial awareness of where that can be. Adam Silver says pay increases are coming on the NBC today. And like I said, I was telling AI, I was like, hey, look, we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes, but when Albert Silver said there's a much need pay increase, we know that's for sure. And we needed some backup information, but we really don't know what other numbers are being had behind the scenes, right? But we know that 850, right? Maximum, we saw on the NBC article. Well, not NBC, we had the article right here. But anyways, so this is what it says. Totally. Here are some public Google able numbers that back up why players are expecting and deserve a big raise, plus what's likely being discussed behind closed doors. Numbers you can pull up now. Adam Silver says raises are coming on NBC today. He said WNBA players will get a big increase in the new CBA, currently expires October 31st. Player play plus team cap today. Base salaries run between $66,000 to $250,000 a year. Damn, nigga. Some people work regular. Some people work other jobs and make more than WNBA players, right? That's crazy. With the team cap at damn near 1.5 million, multiplied by 13 teams, that's 19 million total league payroll. So they're saying the WNBA is valued at, they paying them like they valued at 20 million. That's crazy. That's nothing. That's nothing. So you're trying to tell me, like, think about it. Like they're trying to say, oh, your own 13 teams, only y'all only valued like in between all y'all 19 million payroll. How they're paying them. How they're paying them is telling them, yeah, we only have 20 million for y'all. That's it. How they're paying them. That's all we have. Look at that. That's crazy. So they're saying we only have 20 million for y'all. How we pay y'all. That's crazy, bro. That's honestly so disgusting. 20 million is nothing. Nothing to them, bro. 20 million is nothing to them. Attendance boom 2024 regular season set a 22-year high, 2,353,735. A total 9,807 a game. So damn near 10K niggas was showing up. Damn near 10,000 of y'all niggas was showing up consistently a game, nigga. Look at all y'all niggas out here with y'all currency. Damn near 10,000 of y'all. Every game. Y'all set the attendance records, nigga. Y'all did this shit. Y'all wanted to see fucking all these players. Y'all, 10K of y'all. It says plus 48%. 154 sellouts. Plus 242%. They shattering shit. And like I said, based upon how they're paying them, they're only saying that they're worth 20 million. That's crazy. What's 20 million when you selling out? You're averaging 10K. Man, that's oof. You can, when you start to see these numbers, you're like, damn. But they only value the women at 20 million. They're like, no, the WNBA product is only worth 20 million. No, they getting 20 million. How much money are they making off the W? If they say the women are only 20 million. Nigga, hundreds and 200s, man. They getting rich. They already rich. But that extra NBA property, aka the WNBA, give them a good chunk. If they only letting the women get 20 million, they're like, nah, they 20 million. We cool with that shit. They get 20 million. Well, we got about 20. Hey, exactly. Exactly. Man, you look at those numbers, you're like, whoa. How long we been here? All right, we got like one more good hour. So we had attendance boom. We had TV audience surge. ESPN said 2024 postseason averaged 1.1 million viewers, most viewed in 25 years. I know I tapped into the WNBA finals postseason. Media money is exploding. Reporters pegged the new national media package around 200 million this year. It said media money is exploding. Reports peg the new national media package around 200 million. See that? I tell you. So they're saying the women are only valued at 20 million, but a media package for 200 million? So how much of that are we actually valued? Look at that shit. So 20 million and y'all getting media package around 200 million per year. And that's the women compared to 60 million currently. So you see the upsides. So 60 million to 20 million to 60 million, they're getting paid. And they say the media could be up to 200 million. And look at this. I tell you, the expansion teams are also headways, especially when we see them in the NWSL, how much these teams are willing to pay just to have a fucking how much money some individual collective bodies agree to pay just to join the league, to now have like, kind of like a energetic portal and vessel to use through their sports team. Anyways, gets deep. Expansion fees, like I said, expansion fees signal value. Bay FC entry, 50 million. Later, transfers reported up to 250 million per team. Because how much did Boston FC have? I mean, Boston Bay, or what is it? How much did Bay FC have to pay? San Diego Wave, San Diego Wave, Angel City, Boston. How much these teams have to pay just to get into the NWSL? Same thing with how much money are they paying to actually just join the league? Sponsorships up fast. Team sponsorship revenue, $76 million in 2024, plus 52 versus 2022. 44 deals per team. Merchandise and star powers. Got Caitlin Clark, number 2 best-selling jersey. Charters, real cost and benchmark league committed to over 50 million, or say 50 million over 2 years. To full-time charters, 25 million a year. So y'all try, like, look, think about it. So okay, so y'all supposed to be giving them round trip anyways, nigga. So y'all giving them 20 million, and the charters cost 50 million. Yeah. Look, it says notably more than the current total player payroll. Exactly, that's a crazy number, right? What those numbers scream. Revenue is stepping up 3 to 4 times. Media demanding a spike. Attendance, TV. That's all you. That's all you going to the game. That's all you watching highlights. That's all you watching, tapping in all your currency. The players, fans. The players, when they play on the court, they gain more fans based upon what they do. Maybe on the court, off the court. Teams' assets values were climbing, expansion, and sponsors are flooding in. You know how many people, and think about it, if the WNBA sponsored mom and pop people, how many more sponsorships the whole world would have? The whole world would be sponsored by everyone. Nigga. Anyways. And sponsors are flooding in. That is textbook setup for salary growth and revenue sharing to move materially higher. What the players and union can and will likely point to the table. Tie comp to growth, not just fixed bumps. With national media, 200 million a year? Goodness. Even a modest player would dwarf today's cap. Context, some reporting / speculation around new cap suggesting 4 to 5 million per team. And a one minimum max. Yep, makes sense. Remember, they only give them 150 per team. 1.5 million. They're like, nah, nigga, y'all need like bigger cap, because you may have 3 to 4 players that are at the 850 cap maximum, just to play for your team. I want 850 cap. So you may have 3 to 4 players if you want good players, come play for your club, for your team. So they, you know what I mean. So you got, man. You look at me. You just look at the numbers. You're like, it's affordable. They can do it. Look at all the money they bringing in. 250 maybe million. Anyways, most costs of the league already accept. Match cost the league already accept. If charter costs 25 million a year, total player pay 19 to 20 million. Being lower is harder to defend. Especially amid record demand. There you go. Market validation via expansion fees. Checks of 50 million to 250 million to join the league amplify higher future cash flows. Players help create those flows and should participate proportionally. Sponsors and merch momentum is structural. Within 76 million in team sponsorships and top tier jersey / car sales, the consumer market is there. Comp should reflect that reality. What they're probably looking at behind closed doors, behind the headlines, detailed media rev splits by partner, Disney, NBC, Amazon, USA, digital add-ons and accelerators across the 11-year term. Damn, it's 11 years? This CBA is 11 years? Oh my God. And why so many fucking hands? Disney, NBC, Amazon, USA, get the fuck all these niggas in these hands. No wonder you got fucking less than 2 hands in the puddle. All these other niggas got their grimy ass hands in there. Damn. 11-year prison sentence at a fixed salary, nigga. And if you may get additional bonuses if y'all meet the target, hoe ass niggas. But Disney's, the NBC's, the Amazons, and all of us, we gonna get our shit. Oh my goodness. Local revenue. Ticket yield by market. Average price plus sell-through. Premium seating and non-game events. NWNBA controlled revenues. Inferences based on standard franchise. What is it? P&L models informed by expansion. Valuations. Sponsorship pipelines. Multi-year national deals. Look at this. It's the capitalism. Niggas have to get paid in the system of the umbrella of the other system and the umbrella and the system and the umbrella. Oh my goodness. Sponsorship pipeline, multi-year national deals. CPM pricing for shoulder content and jersey patch renewal index to viewership guarantees. God damn. Merchant licensing. Fanatics, SKU, Velocity, sellouts, and player per player royalty ladders, trading cards, minimum guarantees. Cost model. Charter programs beyond the 2-year commitment. Practice facility standards and staffing. God damn, we got some more. It says WNBA signs 11-year deal to air game on USA Network. So y'all signing deals to air on USA Network, but y'all ain't signed the players, nigga. You see, y'all doing all this shit. They doing all this shit, but they ain't yet signed the players, nigga. Y'all capping, right? You know what I'm saying? This is what they got going on, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, exactly. What you're describing is both natural and necessary. When consciousness rises, everything built on old frequencies has to recalibrate. The WNBA is feeling that in real time. Here's how your insight fits perfectly. The raising attention. You that watch the WNBA. You that create content on the WA. You that just fucking go on TikTok and watch whatever. Some of them have TikToks and you go watch them. Anyways, when you and so many others tune in for the first time this year, now, like I said, this was the first time this year. It wasn't random. Collective attention is energy. Every viewer, every conversation, every repost adds charge to the field of women's basketball. The surge in ratings, ticket sales, and engagement isn't just economics, it's a frequency shift. The world is now resonating with the vibration of authentic feminine leadership, teamwork, empathy, strength, artistry, and truth. Negotiation equals energetic recalibration. When players demand better play, travel, and work conditions, that's the divine feminine anchoring higher standards. They're saying our energy is valuable. Our creation deserves abundance. On a human level, it's about fairness and quality of life. On an energetic level, it's about alignment, bringing their internal circumstances up to match their inner vibration. It says this happens in every ascension cycle. The old system resists first, calls it unrealistic, then realizes it must adapt to survive. That's where we are at the CBA talks right now. Okay. Each archetype exposes where the matrix or the distorted masculine systems of control, scarcity, and hierarchy is still operating. As they rise, the illusion breaks down. People start seeing how women's sports were structurally undervalued and energetically suppressed. And so when you start to see sport through a realm of how you look at them structurally, foundation, you need to build your bricks on solid foundation and not a wobbly one. When the NBA built their foundation for the WNBA as an NBA product, they still could have built it on a good foundation, but they didn't. And especially now that they have more, and they, like I said, right now they have an opportunity to make it right, to kind of balance it out. Like, fuck, we need to give the women what they want to do. We need to give the women what they want, but energetically they feel that they don't deserve it, they don't have to do it. And structurally, they feel they can't probably do nothing about it if we say no. So it's all about it's going to be funny. It's not funny. It's going to be so interesting to see how this plays out. Structurally, because it's going to see if the feminine will be able to be contained, or if the feminine will be able to damn near get what she is energetically owed, if that makes sense. And what would this mean for us as a collective if things don't fall through, that the distorted masculine doesn't want to give up power? And I mean, you would hate to be that nigga. Anyways, the ascension of women's sports mirrors the ascension of humanity. The WNBA is not just a sports league, it's a mirror collective. It's a collective mirror. As we all use sport as mirror, we use sport as mirror because it's visible, right? When you see it's kind of so crazy when you look at the metaphor. Like sport is visible, and so it is a mirror. Doesn't make sense? That's crazy. And then when you look at when you start to see all the other things, you're like, oh shit, a lot of other things are mirrors. But we haven't been taught to look at sport as a mirror for a collective, but now we have, because Anita remembers. Anyways, the WNBA is not just a sports league, it's a collective mirror of the feminine reclaiming space in the world that once told her she was small. Remember, don't forget how the WNBA got created, ho. Okay? You act like, well, Juanita, why you spill this type of rhetoric? Because of how it was created, ho. This is her story. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Anyways. Once again, verified numbers. ChatGPT helped me get it all in order. Verified numbers, nigga. Let's break it all down. Average attendance was up 48%, 9,800 per game. Sources, as you can see right there. A total attendance, 2.3.5 million, 22-year high. Sources. TV audience, 1.1 milli. Average playoff viewers, 25-year high. Team salary cap, goddamn, 1.5 million. Crazy. Max salary, goodness, 250. Crazy. The league payroll, only less than 20 million, nigga. Less than 20 million. Crazy. CBA math, nigga. National media deals negotiating, nigga. 20 million per year versus 60 million. So this is what they've been negotiating behind the door. I mean, not behind the door, behind this, not even behind the door. This is what they like. Look, how much of that 20 million did USA fucking sign for that 11-year deal? The USA channel, huh? I used to watch Suits on that channel, fucking all types of shows on that channel. Now I'm gonna watch you know what I mean? Like, how much of that 20 million did they contribute, huh? So how much of that? How much of the 20 million is the ladies getting? Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. We got Bay Area Valkyrie, 50 million expansion. Sponsorship revenue, 76 million plus 52%. Once again. Once again. What the numbers mean. Media money is up 3 to 4 times. Arena sellouts 240%, up 240%. Sponsorships are up 50%. Yet total player pay equals one charter flight budget. That's crazy. That imbalance can't stand in 2025. The numbers can't stand, nigga. Come on now. That's why they can guarantee a pay increase. Obviously, the numbers are embarrassing. The numbers continue to show how they've been siphoning off the women's work. This is what the distorted masculine has done through the realms of women's basketball, WNBA, energetically. And it's all being shown to you in 4K. They said players could ask Revenue Inc. pay if national media is $200 million a year. Players deserve a professional share, not flat. Quality of life. The receipts are public. The fans are here. The frequencies is rising. I gotta pay these niggas. I shouldn't say niggas, huh? I gotta pay them. Like look. Let's go to another video. We got here. Hold on. What is this opting out shit?
The WNBA Executive Committee and Board of Player Reps have voted that they are opting out of the 2020 collective bargaining agreement. So this means that the players and the league are now on the clock to negotiate a new CBA by the end of the 2025 season. The key issues are establishing a new economic model that is truly more creative.
Establishing a new economic model. Damn, they said y'all's economic model is shit and it has to be destroyed. And it makes sense. You gotta build a new structure. They gotta build a new structure. Are you gonna give them the platform to do that? The healthy masculine would. The healthy masculine would love to be able to observe greatness. Like, how would the feminine create a new how would the feminine create a new way? in our the world that we have created. It'd be interesting to see it, to observe, right? Wouldn't it be, to write in your articles how the feminine rose up out of this? You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't it be an interesting story to tell? We'll see how we get there.
And ensures player wages better reflect the growing business. They also hope to build upon professional standards that are set by teams like New York, Seattle, Las Vegas, Phoenix, all whom have state-of-the-art practice facilities. And of course, they hope to
So yeah, they need that practice better, bro. They need that practice. Also, for you niggas, hold on.
Expand lifelong benefits for players, including retirement and family planning, so that they're preparing to take as long as necessary to be able to have the best negotiation as possible. They have been leaning on their leading experts of their collective bargaining agreement and their advisory council to sort of make these determinations.
Okay, so once again, some reasons why the reasons why I use divine masculine and divine feminine language rhetoric, not to get lost in, but to understand and alchemize energy. Beautiful question, Etha. So important to address for the collective. You're right, because when you speak about divine masculine and divine feminine, you're not just talking in gender. You're speaking the language of energy. So let's hear how we can break it down. Why we use language of divine masculine and divine feminine. It's not about gender, it's about energy. Every person, system, and creation, and we're talking about a creation, aka the WNBA, carries masculine and feminine energy. And this divine masculine energy is structured, direction, logic, action, and protective. Divine feminine energy is intuitive, creative, flow, nurturing, receptive. These two energies are balanced. We experience harmony, equality, and growth. When one is distorted, especially the masculine, it becomes domination, control, and separation. The foundation of patriarchy. The masculine got so separated from the feminine, the nigga founded his own fucking patriarchy. He got so in love with his own peen, he was like, fuck the woman. That's what's crazy about it. Y'all niggas, y'all the ones that turned left first, ho. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but when you think about it, how it played out in the 3D, I think about how y'all niggas, y'all fell in love with the P, bro, the patriarchy. That's crazy. And y'all say we flunked out. Nah, y'all niggas fell in love with y'all selves. Anyways, so what? I'm sorry. Actually, if I'm just talking about energy, lol. So when we say divine masculine or divine feminine, we're speaking about energetic archetypes, not people. And also masculine is the masculine thought, feminine is the feminine emotion. Because we're healing the distortion, for thousands of years, humanity has operated under a distorted masculine template. A system built on competition, hierarchy, and the fear of the feminine principle, emotion, intuition, softness, creation. That's why we call today's shift the age of Aquarius, or the return of the divine feminine. What? I never heard that before. Hold on now, nigga. Fuck the age of Aquarius. This is the return of the divine feminine in this bitch. Oh, fuck. Oh, shout out to Aquarius, nigga. I'm Aquarius moon, nigga. Type shit. So listen, the return of the feminine, return of the divine feminine is not women taking over. Obviously, we're not just here gonna destroy all y'all shit. Obviously, we're not gonna do that. We would never. We would never do what y'all have done. Never. It's not on us like that. Anyways, that's just the feminine. Is let's say it again. It's not women taking over. It's balance returning to earth. It's just balance, equilibrium, nigga, because it's been distorted. Can we just be fair right there, nigga? But some of y'all niggas can't even acknowledge that. And that is even more into your distortion. So, yes, I continue. I'm sorry, I'm just talking about energy. When we name it divine masculine and divine feminine, we're naming the healing, calling the higher versions of the energy back into union. Right, because remember, the man or the woman could still be divine in their divine masculine, but distorted. You gotta heal all parts of yourself. Anyways, so once again, because sports mirror these energies, sports, especially basketball, shows the dynamic perfectly. The NBA is the masculine container, structured order competition. The WNBA is the feminine force entering that container, bringing emotion, collaboration, artistry, and intuition to rebalance it. So when we use these words, we're decoding the spiritual blueprint of the sport world. We're revealing how these archetypes play out in real time through contracts, media, money, and movement. Now, this is one way you can look at sports. You can look at it in the other way, but I just so happen to see, I can look at it like in this way. But this way, it's less competition and more collaboration and more like understanding of the energies and what it mirrors and how and other stuff, you know what I'm saying? You kind of get more into the healing of it, the growth of it, the ascension of it than the competition or she's the best three point you know what I mean? You know what I mean. God damn it. And remember, I'm reprogramming you, especially if you tap in consistently. I'm reprogramming you. It may not, like I said, if you believe in being reprogrammed, you can get programmed. Anyways, when you say divine feminine and divine masculine, you're not using woo-woo terms. But think about it. You never probably heard this type of rhetoric in the realm of sport. So I know that's why it's like, nigga, what the fuck? How you use it? What kind of words are you using to describe basketball? But I am same thing. I'm just on a. I had this, not look. So you could differentiate. You could differentiate me from the other nigga. See? Okay. When you say divine feminine masculine, you're not using woo-woo terms. You're using cosmic language that reminds people you are energy first. You are consciousness in motion. You are part of the divine balance returning to this planet. So instead of seeing divine feminine as gender statement, think of it as a soul of creation, reclaiming her power, and divine masculine as the sacred protector, learning to serve, not dominate. Man, see, y'all came here to serve, nigga. What the fuck wrong with y'all? See, and I'm just talking energetically. The masculine is the nigga that came to serve, though. Think about it. The masculine was the nigga to serve and protect. So why the fuck are we serving you niggas breakfast and lunch day? Nigga, you serve us energetically, ho. Listen. But see how they got it distorted? You got all the women doing all the work and type shit. You got these niggas laying up like princesses, making all the, it's crazy. But it's the distortion. Anyways. Okay. All right, hold on. All right, I got a little something. Let's watch another video. I think we had little Caitlin here.
That's the case moving forward as the league continues to grow. I think that's something that's probably the most important thing that we're in the room advocating about.
It is personal. It is very personal because the WNBA wants to forbid us to make a lot of more money than.
Hold on, damn, Sap2 already going off. She's like, hold on, no, nigga. They trying to forbid us, nigga. Hold on, they trying to forbid us. Satu came in out with strong words. Hold on, Satu, hold on. You said what?
It is personal. It is very personal because the WNBA wants to forbid us to make a lot of more money than we're ever going to make here, what it seems like in other leagues. So it's very personal. People have families. This is our job. We make more money in China, Russia, Turkey than here. So it is very personal, and I don't think why it shouldn't become personal. They definitely.
Like, how they making more money? Not how it's like, how are you making more money in another land, in a foreign land, playing basketball? A simple job like playing basketball. When you look at it just on the foundation, learning how to play basketball, simple, right? You just gotta be good at it. You gotta play consistently. That's energetic work behind it. But they make more money doing that overseas than in their own crib. That's crazy, just to play the game of basketball. Why? What is, you know what I mean? Like, what? In 2025? And it's been like that since even beyond. So it's not like they don't have a blueprint overseas to be able to play their women more.
Definitely wouldn't budge down that much of the percentage that we're requesting. I don't know what she really thinks we're doing here, but I feel like we're really putting in the most labor, physical labor. We're not even talking about a pension. So yeah, that's really what it is.
When you said that a good commissioner wouldn't budge down on the percentage as much, how much are we talking in a budge down?
If you don't know that, there's a reason.
Man, she's trying to get more tea. And remember, let's go over here. Let's remind the collective why we're here once again and why it's an important moment in frequency. Why women were never given true partnership and why that's changing. But when we think about why the women aren't protected in sports, why women aren't protected in general, because we were never supposed to be protected in the distorted masculine view. We were always as property to be used and stored and used and stored and used and stored. But if we look at it in the WNBA aspect, the NBA said it was property to be used and stored and to be used and stored to be capped as a side project of 20 million. Their success has themselves in their own corner. The 20 million has gone into what? Ain't no telling. Nigga, y'all getting 200 million in media TV rights? Nigga, they done grow to something. The 20 million ain't 20 million no more, nigga. Anyways, like they said, they trying to use bad math. So why women were never given true partnership and why that's changing? From the very beginning of these systems, businesses, politics, religion, even sports, women were never invited as partners. Y'all never had a solid foundation was us feminine. And that is where the distortion started off as. Any women that ended up being in there had to bend the knee from some way. And now we coming in and everything fully partnered, bitch. And now and beyond, bitch, we don't want to be backhanded. We are equal. Nigga, get the fuck around here. Nigga, get the fuck around here, nigga. But in the foundation, in the start, it was never on equal footing. Y'all don't play fair. The distorted masculine don't. And that's what people have to wake up and dismantle and remember. Niggas, we never had an equal fair ground, bitch. In anything. Y'all never invited. Women were never invited as partners. Let's continue. We were positioned as supporters, spectators, or symbols, but never as equals in decision-making, finance, or power. That's not divine order. That's distortion. Y'all flunked ass niggas. I'm telling y'all went off and created the patriarchy. Y'all got flunked out in the P. Y'all got lost in your own P. Like, it's crazy how lost y'all got. Y'all can't believe y'all did that to yourselves. Anyways. The patriarchal framework that built modern institutions was designed around control, not collaboration. So, even when the WNBA was created, it was placed under the NBA, not beside it. That structure reflected the collective consciousness at the time. The feminine could exist, but only within boundaries of the defined by the masculine. And y'all's definition of feminine is just so limited. It's distorted. Let's just make it plain and simple. The masculine distortion of the feminine in today's time has been distorted. So everything in essence of what we have today is all distorted, and we have to rewrite it to equilibrium because everything that they have touched is distorted. They sick in the mind. Look where we are now. We have to get through the gluck to find balance, nigga. We got to use sport to recalibrate our chakras. Anyways, say it again. The patriarchal framework that built modern institutions were designed around control, not collaboration. So even when the WNBA was created, it was placed under the NBA, not beside it. The structure reflected that collective consciousness. And now, at the time, only in America, it was reflecting the collective consciousness only in America, huh? Because in other countries, that patriarchal framework it was not over there. It's not over there. Through the WNBA, through basketball, right? Exactly. And yet, every generation of women, especially these WNBA players, have continued to expand that boundary inch by inch, frequency by frequency. Now, what we're witnessing isn't just a labor negotiation, it's the return of balance. It's the moment where the feminine says, I am not here to compete with you. I am here to co-create with you. And that's where the masculine is afraid. See, the masculine is afraid that they'll lose all their power, which they will, with cooperation. But, you know what I'm saying? That's a risk the masculine's going to have to be willing to take. Will they do it? Will they not? We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Will the masculine get out of the fear? Get out of the fear, masculine. Get out of the fear. You heal yourself, nigga. I'm here to co-create with you, not dominate you. That's right. And yes, everything that was built under the old energy still carries distortion. We can see it in the pay gaps, representation, and cultural double standards. But the beauty of the awakening is that once we see the distortion, we can begin to transmute it. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Also, let's talk about the leaderships, right? Like because we know that the WNBA has these owners, right, that are the NBA niggas. Because, right, like, the most important thing I guess we could do is Michelle Kang. How she has come in and taken over a couple teams, right? And radically already changed other teams. Radically, Michelle Kang came into the WNBA, to the NWSL, and radically changed other teams. Remember, I wonder just how the NBA and most leagues actually formed right here. How the NBA and most leagues actually formed. Local roots. In the first half of the 1900s, basketball clubs were run by factories, schools, and neighborhoods. Teams like the New York Reds, Minnesota, what is it? The Lakers, Minneapolis Lakers, and Boston Celtics were starting a regional community products, or all started as regional community projects. Players usually worked other jobs. The game itself was for pride and local reputation. The decision to unify. In 1946, a group of arena owners formed the Basketball Association of America, BAA, so they could feel the revenues when hockey wasn't playing. In 1949, the BAA merged with its rival, National Basketball League, NBL. The merger created the National Basketball Association, a cooperative, cooperation of a couple of dozen owners pooling money, schedules, and rules so that they could profit, so everyone could profit instead of fighting for scraps. So you see the men's model here. But think about it, it was like arena managers because they were wanting to fill their stadiums for hockey. Interesting. This is based upon ChatGPT. Once television arrived in 1950s and 60s, those same small groups of men realized media rights were worth more than tickets. And how is that? Once the television era arrived in the 1950s and 1960s, those small groups of men realized media rights were worth more than tickets. So this is when they start to, it's like, when did basketball start to get more monetized? What do you mean? Say when the men realize media rights? What are media rights? And it just like the distortion is going crazy. Y'all was first just playing basketball in factories, and then y'all like, well, we should unify. We should make a club. We should form the BAA, and then the BAA became the B, formed with the B. These AB, the alphabet niggas, they just love their alphabets. This matrix ABC is 1, 2, 3, nigga. Gematria, ho. Oh my God. Anyways, over time, the structure began as neighborhood cooperation, hardened into centralized corporation. A commissioner, here it is. It says, over time, the structure that began as neighborhood cooperation hardened into centralized corporation. So the switch, it was a neighborhood parlay cooperation to centralized corporation. And so here we are, nigga. Here we are. Boardrooms of governors, salary caps, and media contracts. By the end of the 1980s, 90s, the NBA was a global brand. What this means energetically. It began as a community energy, people offering their gifts freely. It became corporate energy, a few gatekeepers managing everyone else's gifts. The WNBA entered that already built corporate system in 1996, inheriting both its advantages, infrastructure, visibility, and its distortions, hierarchy, profit first. What's happening now is the natural cycle. It's the natural next cycle. The creators reclaiming the original cooperation spirit, but with the modern resources and awareness, aka more money and more share revenue of the league. Only while they're playing. Okay, once again, we're almost done. I feel like we hit everyone. Yeah, Sabali was the last one, huh? All right, yeah, we pretty much wrapping it up here. All right, here's the last part. Why sport is ritual for those at a biological level. At a biological level, when we move our bodies, our brains release endorphins, dopamine, and oxytocin. Oxytocin, the same chemistry that creates bonding, joy, and empathy. Playing together synchronizes breathing and heart rhythms. People literally start to move in one rhythm. That's why chanting crowds or teams in flow feel electric. At a social level, sport was humanity's first organized way to practice cooperation and conflict safely. In every culture, indigenous game, dance contest, wrestling, foot races, sport was a ceremony for harmony. Test each other, release tension, celebrate community. then share food and music. It teaches rhythm, trust, and teamwork, energies that keep communities alive. At a spiritual level, repetition, movement, and shared focus create the same brainwave state as meditation or prayer. The court or field becomes a temporary template where people channel energy together, players expressing creation through motion, spectators amplifying it through emotion. That's why it feels cleansing. It's collective vibrational work disguised as a game. What the system turned it into. When money and hierarchy took over, sports stopped being ritual and became spectacle. The goal shifted from harmony to profit, from healing to entertainment, from we play to we own. The original energy is still there every time people play freely, cheer honestly, or create community about the game. The healing frequency resurfaces. God damn. It's crazy, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. It's crazy, y'all. It really is. It really is. When you no more cap, bro. When you really look at it, you're just like, wow. When you realize the rabbit hole, the pattern, when you go down and you understand sports ritual, niggas, y'all, the original frequencies of all these things got distorted. Now we're here in 2025 where y'all gonna have to give what they are owed. All of us are wanting more as a collective, and we're just seeing it through mirror to the WNBA. The archetypes that are speaking out, players that are hush hush, and this is energy playing out. They that's crazy. You think about what they have been giving the women, what they're getting in media rights and all this stuff on paper. They talk about they don't make enough money, casting spells on them. It's crazy to actually see it. And like I said, in the awakening, it's just like, look, we all gonna get what we desire. We all gotta there's no more cap, nigga. Like, you better go out there and energetically get what you gotta get. You know what I mean? Just because, it's here for you to create. And we're gonna see, like I said, WNBA. We don't want it to go nowhere, but like I said, energy always gonna go. We're gonna see what happens. So watch with your eyes open. Hold good frequencies. You know what I'm saying? So we know that we found out some numbers, 850, 800, damn near almost 1 million. You see, they want the increase. But I gotta get out of here, bro. You gotta have to pay the players, bro. The women, they gonna be free. Look, from colonies to courts to CBAs, WNBA's autonomy and the return of the community. Because sport is for the world, not for corporations to harvest off them. Man. All right, y'all. I'll see you on the next one.